That's a wrap for Skeleton Crew. Episode 8 was exciting. It was a good ending to the show, and I'm glad that they wrapped it up in a nice package because it's probably not going to have a season 2. I'm going to recap the episode later in the video, so stick around for that. But first, let's talk about the Kneel in the room. Probably the only disappointing part of the show for me was not seeing Jod Na Nawood's backstory. He did kind of explain it in one line. "Hey, this female Jedi done found me in a ditch, showed me a few tricks. Some bloke with a red lightsaber comes around, pokes a couple holes in her, and that was it. So I turned to piracy." That was basically all we got for Jod's backstory. That backstory honestly sounds more exciting than some of the things that we got in these episodes. I said on Twitter, they could have put Jod's backstory in episode 6 and actually showed us. I mean, that's what a lot of the fans wanted to see. There's a well-known saying in storytelling, it's show, don't tell. I said that on Twitter, and all these people were like, we didn't need to see Jod's backstory. He told us. It's like, yes, we did. We needed to see it. I got blocked on Twitter by fans for saying that we should have seen Jod's backstory. They were like, it's about the kids. I was like, dude, Jod's backstory would have been a ton more interesting than a lot of the things that we were shown in the show. And then another fan told me, you want to sacrifice KB's story for Jod's? Yes, absolutely. So the burning question on everybody's mind after watching this show is, who was Jod's Jedi Master? Who was his mentor? Who is the female that got killed and we don't know anything about her? We want to know about her. So I took a deep dive into the lore. Now this is going to be probably the most comprehensive video that you see on this topic because I actually do my research. I actually do the work to provide informed theories and interesting lore, and this was a fun one to look up. I have a list of 8 Jedi that are female that could have possibly been his master that got killed. Some of these are in Legends. A couple of them are Legends and canon. They bring Legends into canon all the time now in Star Wars TV. Any one of these could be Jod's master. I narrowed my list down from the information that we have so far. So what we know so far, she's a female Jedi. It was at the beginning of Order 66. Those are the only 2 pieces of information we have. Now, during the end credits, I don't know if you picked up on this, but there were stills from Wim's story pad. I don't think I've heard anybody say this yet, but I believe that some of those were Jod's backstory. Not many people stayed to the end to watch it. The first thing I saw is a female Jedi with a blue lightsaber and a ponytail lighting up an area of the forest. I believe that could have been Jod's master looking around. A little whimper from Jod going, "Help, help me. I'm in trouble, mate." And she lights up the forest to go find him. And then there's one of a Padawan with a green lightsaber fighting a Rancor, which is awesome. And then another one shows that same Padawan being tempted by the dark side. Another one shows him going through the desert, stepping into an ambush. Another one shows the Jedi meditating with rocks coming up, the wraithing. So the 2 that led me to believe that this is Jod's backstory. The same female Jedi with a blue lightsaber is fighting some sort of Sith or Inquisitor inside a cave. And then the still right after that is a hooded figure holding that Jedi. So obviously this is a story. I mean, it's called a story pad. It's not just going to be stills. It all relates to each other. So now that we have that information, I'm going to assume that this is a female Jedi with a blue lightsaber and possibly a ponytail. She had to have been alive at the beginning of Order 66. There's one more very important piece of information that can help us find Jod's master. That is the line that Jod said to Wim that echoed Qui-Gon Jinn's line, "Always remember your focus determines your reality." That's something that only Qui-Gon Jinn has said. I think that was created by Qui-Gon because we haven't heard it before or since. That leads me to believe that this female Jedi would have had to been around Qui-Gon or involved with Qui-Gon in some way, so that she could hear it from him and she could pass that along to Jod. Now that narrows the list down more to female Jedi that have been around Qui-Gon or were Qui-Gon's friends or, went on missions with Qui-Gon. And there are a few of them in Legends. So now we have a female Jedi with a blue lightsaber that was active at the beginning of Order 66, and they knew Qui-Gon. The last piece of information I'm going to use to narrow this list down is that we did not see them die on screen, because Jod clearly tells us that whoever killed his master made him watch. So, number 1 on our list, Lilit Twoseas. Lilit Twoseas was a human female Jedi Knight during the waning years of the Galactic Republic. She was most notable for being the master of Kirk, Lilit Twoseas historically sacrificed herself to save Kukurik from a Yunturi warrior succumbing to her injuries. Now, this is a female Jedi. She does have a green lightsaber, but she is Legends. So, and she actually looks like the character that could have been in those story pads. Lilit did know Qui-Gon Jinn and was on missions with him. That's why I'm bringing her up, because they can always change Legends to meet the needs of canon. Number 2, Orykan Tamarik. This is another Legends character. Orykan Tamarik was a female Twi'lek Padawan who served in the Jedi Order during Chancellor Thoris Dara's administration. She crafted her own blue lightsaber. After her master's death, she was reassigned to Master TAHL for a mission to Talos 4 with Qui-Gon Jinn. She lost her lightsaber on that mission, almost died, but was saved by Qui-Gon Jinn. Following these events, Tamarik was ultimately knighted by TAHL years later. Her story is explained in the comic series Jedi: The Dark Side. This is another female Jedi. I don't believe we know her death, and she worked very closely with Qui-Gon, so it could be her. Who knows? And she had a blue lightsaber. Number 3, Siri Tachi. Siri Tachi was a human Jedi Knight known for her complex relationship with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Complex relationship means they were in love, okay? That's all I'll say. Trained by Adi Gallia, she became a skilled and dedicated Jedi, often working alongside Obi-Wan. Their bond was marked by rivalry and unspoken affection. Siri temporarily left the Jedi Order to understand life beyond it, but returned. She sacrificed herself on Azure in 27 BBY to save Obi-Wan and others, cementing her legacy as a brave Jedi. She is canon too, but they could bring her character to the show. She knew Obi-Wan. She has a blue lightsaber in Legends, and just her relationship with Obi-Wan would be enough to hear that line from Obi-Wan that Qui-Gon said and pass it on to Jod. Also, another interesting thing about Siri is that she did leave the Jedi Order, kind of like Ahsoka, to explore other routes, which she could have been gone during that time of Order 66. Number 4, TAHL. TAHL's a Legends character. TAHL was a female Jedi Master in the Legends continuity, known for her wisdom and her profound connection with Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. Profound connections, right, man? Another love story in Star Wars. Qui-Gon and TAHL were dating, they were in love. TAHL was blind from birth, which honed her other senses and force abilities. She was trained under Master Yoda. She became a respected Jedi Master known for intelligence and diplomatic skills. TAHL shared a deep unspoken love with Qui-Gon Jinn, though they never acted on their feelings due to the Jedi restrictions and attachments. That's the official story. I'm not buying it. She met her end during a mission with Qui-Gon. Attempting to escape after being captured, she was mortally wounded while saving Qui-Gon, dying in his arms. TAHL is Legends again, so a lot of this stuff can be changed. This is just a character that they could bring back. Number 5, Minas Velti. Minas Velti is canon. Now, we did see her die on screen, and she did carry a green lightsaber, but she died defending younglings, and Jod could have been one of them. I think this is a special case because she is canon as well. Minas Velti was a human female Jedi Master during the Clone Wars in the Star Wars universe. At the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, she was training younglings when Order 66 happened. She defended her students against clone troopers from the 501st Legion during the siege of the Jedi Temple, but was ultimately killed. Why am I bringing her up? Well, I think this is a very strong candidate because Jod has told a lot of lies in the past. He could be just brushing off her story because he's, an angry old pirate, sure. It could have definitely been her because a couple of the other kids escaped, as you remember from Obi-Wan, Reva. Number 6, Mil Alibeth. Mil Alibeth is a Zabrak female Jedi initiate introduced in the novel Star Wars Brotherhood. A force-sensitive with strong empathic abilities, Mil struggled with controlling her powers, feeling others' pain intensely, which often caused her physical distress. She formed a bond with Anakin Skywalker during the early Clone Wars, helping each other grow and question the Jedi's role in the war. That connection with Anakin Skywalker, who Qui-Gon told that line to. There are hints that Mil survived Order 66, later turning to bounty hunting with her friend Ververt Stagg during the sequel trilogy. So she turned to bounty hunting as a Jedi. That's almost the same exact path that Jod Na Nawood took, going from the Jedi to piracy. It's all the same thing. Number 7, Nina Na Nawood. Nina Na Nawood, sounds like a song. Nina Na Nawood was a casted character who was a female Jedi, but her part was cancelled, so it's not part of the show or Star Wars anymore. Actress Yasmin Al-Masri revealed she filmed the role as a Jedi in Skeleton Crew, which was cut from the final show. This may be the closest thing we have. We don't know anything about Jod Na Nawood, but they cut her from the script and the show. That means she does not exist in Star Wars canon or even Legends. Now, yes, obviously they were going to make Jod Na Nawood Jod's master who died. Again, it's kind of an honorable mention. I think that's what they were going to do with it, but they didn't. So it's up for interpretation. It's up for change. If they bring her back in season 2, that would be amazing. That would be great. And number 8. Unknown. It'll probably just be a random character that they just make up for the Disney shows like Jod Na Nawood. I think it would be a lot more interesting if they use a character from Legends that has some history. It would give it more weight, I think, than just introducing a new character. But then again, Jod Na Nawood was a new character, and I love that character, man. And I'm really hoping to see him back. As of filming this video, there is no news on season 2, but the show's creators still seem pretty optimistic. I hope Disney does make it so we can see how the story plays out and see Jod's backstory on screen. If there won't be a season 2, they will almost certainly put it in a comic book like how they did with The Acolyte and show us more. If they do, hey, I'll cover that. I'll be here to cover that comic because I really do like Jod. Who do you think has the best chance to be Jod Na Nawood's master? Let me know down in the comments. I would also like to hear any ideas that you have. Is there another Lady Jedi that I'm missing here? Let's continue the conversation down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. So, episode 8 recap, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, the real good guys. There were several big events that came out in this episode. Jod Na Nawood arrives at AT-AT and disguised as a Republic emissary, which he ignited his lightsaber for no reason. Again, that's happened a couple times in Star Wars now. Like that time in Solo, a Star Wars story where Maul ignites his lightsaber just for the heck of it. I know it was to show that he was a Jedi, but he could have just told them. He uses his ruse to gain access to the planet's vaults. The children, Wim, Fern, KB, and Neil, reunite with their parents. However, the reunion is quickly overshadowed by Jod's menacing presence. Neil used the turbo blaster batteries on the skull roof to attack the pirate ships, aiding their escape. Jod revealed his backstory. Jod was not the villain here. Jod was not a villain. He was just out to get what he wanted to get. Okay, he didn't kill. He could have easily killed all those kids and their parents at the same time. One swipe, kill them all, but he didn't. I think he's free of those pirates now. He looked a little bit happy whenever that ship went down. He's like, all right, good. Now I'm free to start over. The episode culminates with the destruction of AT-AT's protective barrier, exposing the planet to the galaxy. And you know darn well the Republic is going to come in and take all that gold for themselves. Now, come on. They were the first ones there. They found all the gold, and turns out the Republic is the true pirates of Skeleton Crew. How about that? The finale leaves Jod's fate ambiguous. He isn't shown being arrested, but his last scene watching his plans fail. The children look up to see New Republic ships arriving, hinting at new adventures, or perhaps a continuation of their story. I don't think Jod's going to be arrested. He's probably just going to escape. I mean, it's a big planet. You can, go out the door before the Republic sets up their checkpoints and all that crap. Guaranteed Jod gets away and continues his story. Let's hope for a season 2 that we can see the rest of his story. Let's hope it's more about Jod, because he was definitely the most interesting character in this show. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Got some more big stuff coming up on the channel for you. Exciting plans. And I will see you next time.